At this stage in life, something becomes clear. Time is no longer an endless resource, and each day carries a deeper significance. For many people in their 50s, 60s, and beyond, there's often a sense of wondering, what comes next? You've worked for decades, built a career, raised a family, and now that you've crossed the threshold of middle age and entered your later years, you might ask yourself, what is my purpose now? This is not a question of despair, but of awakening. It's a question that should drive you to recognize the immense value of these years. For far too long, society has told us that the golden years are a time to slow down and rest. But resting shouldn't mean waiting for the end. It should mean reveling in the freedom that comes from a life well lived. You have the power now, more than ever, to shape the narrative of your final chapters. These years, if embraced, can be a time of deep joy, personal fulfillment, and meaningful connection with the world around you. Let's explore how in these years you can transform your perspective, prioritize happiness, and live in a way that makes each day count. 1. The time you have left is precious. Make it count. As we grow older, we become more aware of time. In our youth, time felt infinite. Days blurred into weeks, weeks into years, and we often took the passing of time for granted. But by the time we reach our later years, every day becomes a bit more vivid. Every sunrise holds more significance because we've lived enough to understand how quickly life can change. This is not a cause for fear. It's an opportunity. The time you have left, whether it's 10, 20, or 30 more years, is precious, and it's up to you to decide how to spend it. Instead of viewing this phase as the end of the journey, see it as a new beginning. Ask yourself, what do I want to experience in the time I have left? What brings me joy? What will bring me peace? In our working years, we often sacrifice personal fulfillment for responsibility. We put our heads down, focused on the task at hand, and delayed our own happiness in the name of duty. But now, you have the freedom to choose differently. These are the years where your life is yours to shape, and the beauty of this time is that you don't have to follow anyone else's rules. Remember, the time you have left is yours to cherish. Make it count. Fill your days with activities that nourish your soul, whether that's spending more time with family, exploring new hobbies, or simply enjoying the peace of a quiet afternoon. This is your time to embrace, and it's more valuable than gold. Too much. Happiness can't wait until someday. If there's one lesson that life has taught us by this age, it's that waiting for happiness is a mistake. How many times have you told yourself, I'll be happy when the kids are grown, when the mortgage is paid off, when I retire? But if you're honest with yourself, you've probably realized that happiness isn't something that magically arrives after a certain milestone. We've all been guilty of postponing our own joy. We tell ourselves, once I achieve this, then I'll be happy. Yet when we finally reach that point, the happiness we expected doesn't appear. Why? Because happiness isn't found in the when. It's found in the now. At this stage in life, you don't have time to keep waiting. You deserve to experience joy, contentment, and fulfillment. Not someday, but today. Happiness is a choice that you must actively make every day. It's not about perfect circumstances or ideal outcomes. It's about choosing to find joy in the present moment, no matter what's happening around you. Take a moment to reflect. What brings you happiness right now? Not in a month, not in a year, but today. It could be something simple. A cup of coffee with a friend, a walk in nature, reading a good book. Whatever it is, make room for it in your life. Don't let your days slip by while you wait for the perfect moment. That moment is here, and it's yours for the taking. 3. Let go of the work ethic trap and redefine purpose. For much of our lives, we've been taught that our value is tied to how hard we work. We were raised to believe that our worth comes from our productivity, achievements, and the roles we play in society. For many years, that might have been true. But as you reach your later years, it's time to redefine what gives your life meaning. The idea that your purpose in life is tied solely to your job is a dangerous trap, one that leaves many people feeling lost after retirement. After years of being defined by your work, whether you were a teacher, a doctor, a business owner, or a homemaker, it can feel disorienting to step away from those roles. You might ask yourself, if I'm not working, who am I? But here's the truth. Purpose doesn't retire. Your purpose is not confined to your career or your job title. Now is the time to explore new ways to find meaning in your life. This might mean volunteering for a cause you care about, mentoring the younger generation, or diving into hobbies you never had time for during your working years. It's about finding what gives you a sense of contribution and fulfillment. That purpose can take many forms: learning something new, pursuing a passion, or simply spending more time with loved ones. Your purpose now is to live a life that makes you feel alive, not just productive. You don't need to earn your place in the world anymore. You've already done that. Now, it's time to live for yourself. 4. Stop waiting for permission to enjoy life. Throughout your life, you've probably played by the rules. You worked hard, provided for your family, and met society's expectations. Now, in your later years, you might feel like you still need permission to relax, enjoy life, or pursue what makes you happy. But here's the truth. You don't need anyone's permission anymore. You've spent decades living for others, your children, your spouse, your career. You fulfilled your obligations, and now it's time to start living for yourself. For many, this can feel uncomfortable or even selfish after so many years of putting others first. But prioritizing your happiness isn't selfish. It's necessary. This is your time you've earned. If traveling brings you joy, go for it. If spending your afternoons gardening fulfills you, then do that. The point is, you no longer have to justify your choices to anyone. You've already given so much to others. Now it's time to give back to yourself. The world won't fall apart if you put yourself first for once. In fact, by prioritizing your joy and well-being, you'll find that you have more to give to the people around you. Your happiness is not just a reward, it's a responsibility. 5. The myth of work-life balance. For seniors, you've likely heard the term work-life balance during your working years, a concept that often seemed impossible to achieve. It was about juggling career demands with personal needs. But now, as you approach or live in retirement, the idea of work-life balance takes on a new meaning. At this stage, it's no longer about balancing work and life. It's about making life the focus. The years ahead are too precious to be spent on anything that doesn't bring you joy. If you're still working, that's fine, but the balance should always tip in favor of what nourishes your spirit. If you've already retired, this is the perfect time to let go of the notion that work defines you. Life should come first. Your time is now yours to fill with whatever brings you happiness, traveling, pursuing hobbies, spending time with loved ones, or simply enjoying the peace that comes with a slower pace of life. The balance you seek isn't between work and life anymore. It's within life itself. Find what makes you happy and focus on that. This is your time to live for yourself and prioritize what truly matters. 6. The happiness advantage. The real fountain of youth. Happiness is more than just a feeling. It's a powerful force that can transform your life. Research shows that people who are happier live longer, healthier lives. This is what scientists call the happiness advantage, and it's something you can tap into at any age. When you're happy, your body responds in positive ways. Your immune system gets stronger, your mind stays sharper, and you're more likely to stay active and engage with the world around you. Happiness isn't just a state of mind, it's a state of health. But how do you cultivate happiness in your later years? It starts with choosing to find joy in everyday moments, spending time with family, pursuing a passion, taking a walk in nature. Happiness is about appreciating the small things that make life beautiful. The real fountain of youth isn't in a bottle or a pill. It's in your ability to find joy in the life you're living right now. When you prioritize happiness, you're not only improving your quality of life, you're adding years to it. So start today. Choose happiness and watch how it transforms your life. 7. Undo. It's never too late to change your life. One of the biggest misconceptions about aging is the idea that it's too late to change your life. But the truth is, it's never too late. No matter how old you are, you have the power to reinvent yourself, pursue new dreams, and live a life filled with meaning and purpose. There are countless stories of people who embrace change later in life, starting new careers in their 60s, learning new skills in their 70s, discovering new passions in their 80s. The key is to keep an open mind and a willing heart. Don't let age be a barrier to your dreams. You are never too old to grow, to learn, or to experience something new. If there's something you've always wanted to do, now is the time. Traveling to a place you've always dreamed of, learning a new language, starting a new hobby, there's no reason to hold back. Life is meant to be lived fully, no matter what stage you're in. Your age doesn't define your potential. It's simply a number. As long as you're willing to embrace change, the possibilities are endless. 8. Not. Leaving a legacy of joy. As we grow older, many of us start thinking about the legacy we'll leave behind. What will people remember about us? What kind of impact will we have on the lives of those we love? Legacy isn't just about money or possessions. It's about the way you live your life and the values you pass on to future generations. One of the most powerful legacies you can leave is one of joy. By choosing to live a life filled with happiness, kindness, and love, you inspire those around you to do the same. Your children, grandchildren, friends, and community will remember the way you made them feel. The warmth, the laughter, the love you share. Every day you're building your legacy with every choice you make. You're shaping the way you'll be remembered. Choose to live a life that reflects the best parts of you. The part that finds joy in simple pleasures, that loves deeply, that cherishes the time you have with the people who matter most. 9. Do. Embracing gratitude. The key to fulfillment. If there's one thing that can truly transform your later years, it's the practice of gratitude. As we age, it's easy to focus on what we've lost: youth, health, certain opportunities. But gratitude shifts our focus from what's missing to what's still abundant in our lives. Gratitude is more than just being thankful for the big things. It's about appreciating the small, everyday moments that make life beautiful. The warmth of the sun, the sound of birds in the morning, the smile of a loved one. These are the moments that matter most, and they are still very much a part of your life. Studies have shown that people who practice gratitude are happier, healthier, and more fulfilled. Gratitude brings peace because it reminds us that even in the midst of challenges, there is always something to be thankful for. Make it a habit to start each day with gratitude. Before you even get out of bed, think of 3 things you're grateful for. Let that feeling of appreciation set the tone for your day. The more you practice gratitude, the more you'll realize just how rich your life truly is. 10. Finding peace through forgiveness. As the years go by, we often carry with us the weight of past regrets, mistakes, and unresolved conflict. These emotional burdens can feel heavier as we age, robbing us of peace and joy in the present. But here's a powerful truth that can transform your later years. Forgiveness is the key to true inner peace. Forgiving others, and even forgiving yourself, can be one of the most liberating acts of your life. We often think of forgiveness as something we do for someone else. But in reality, forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself. It frees you from the bitterness, resentment, and anger that can keep you trapped in the past. At this stage in life, it's important to ask yourself, what am I still holding on to that's preventing me from living fully? Whether it's a family conflict, a friendship that ended badly, or even mistakes you've made that you've never forgiven yourself for, now is the time to let go. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting or condoning what happened. It means releasing the emotional grip those events have on your heart. By letting go of the past, you create space for more joy, peace, and fulfillment in your life. Forgiveness is the doorway to peace. Not just peace with others, but peace with yourself. When you release the burden of anger, regret, and pain, you open yourself up to a life filled with freedom, contentment, and serenity. 11. Embracing a life of purpose. As we grow older, it's common to think that our best years are behind us. But the truth is, it's never too late to find meaning and purpose in life. In fact, many people in their later years discover a renewed sense of direction and fulfillment that they didn't experience when they were younger. Purpose is what keeps us moving forward. It's what gives us a reason to get out of bed in the morning and face the day with enthusiasm. For some, purpose comes from family and relationships. For others, it's about pursuing a passion, making a difference, or learning something new. No matter what stage of life you're in, there are endless opportunities to find purpose. It could be as simple as volunteering, mentoring others, or diving into a hobby you've always wanted to explore. You could take up gardening, start a book club, or even write your memoirs to share your story with future generations. One of the most empowering aspects of embracing purpose later in life is the ability to choose what matters most to you. It's a time to let go of unnecessary obligations and focus on what brings you joy and satisfaction. Finding purpose in the later years doesn't mean you need to have a grand plan or make huge changes. It's about being present and intentional with your time. Ask yourself, what excites me? What gives me a sense of accomplishment? What legacy do I want to leave behind? Purpose can also be found in small, everyday acts. It could be the joy you feel when you take care of yourself, when you listen to someone in need, or when you connect with a new friend. These simple moments matter more than you may think, and they can make a significant impact on your happiness and well-being. You're never too old to start something new or to reinvent yourself. Embracing a life of purpose can help you live more fully and with greater satisfaction, no matter your age. The key is to recognize that your worth and potential don't diminish with time. Rather, they grow as you discover new ways to contribute, create, and connect. When you live with purpose, you experience a sense of vitality that defies age. Your days become filled with meaning, and each moment becomes an opportunity to live your life to its fullest. The beauty of slow living. In a world that constantly pushes us to do more, be more, and go faster, slow living offers a refreshing and liberating alternative. For those in their later years, slow living can be a powerful way to reconnect with yourself and the world around you. Slow living is about embracing a lifestyle that prioritizes quality over quantity. It's about savoring the present moment, being mindful of your surroundings, and making time for the things that truly matter. Instead of rushing through life, slow living encourages you to appreciate the small, everyday experiences that often go unnoticed. As you age, the pace of life may naturally slow down, but that doesn't have to mean a loss of purpose or excitement. In fact, slowing down can give you more space to find joy in the simple pleasures of life. Whether it's enjoying a quiet morning with a cup of tea, taking a leisurely walk in nature, or spending quality time with loved ones. Slow living allows you to savor these moments without the pressure of time. One of the greatest gifts of slow living is the ability to create a more intentional, fulfilling life. Rather than constantly being pulled in different directions, you can choose how to spend your time, focusing on what truly brings you joy and peace. This could mean saying no to activities that drain your energy, and instead choosing to engage in things that nourish your soul. Slow living also encourages self-care. It's about recognizing that your well-being matters and taking the time to rest, relax, and recharge. In our fast-paced society, it's easy to overlook the importance of self-care. But as we age, we need to prioritize our physical, mental, and emotional health. By embracing slow living, you can create a rhythm in your life that is in tune with your own needs and desires. It's not about doing less, but about being more present and mindful in everything you do. This lifestyle can help you cultivate a deep sense of satisfaction, knowing that you are living life on your own terms. Slow living is a reminder that life doesn't have to be a race. It's about finding balance, nurturing your relationships, and cherishing the beauty of each day. The slower pace allows you to appreciate the richness of life and to make the most of your time with loved ones, creating lasting memories along the way. As you enter your golden years, slow living can help you rediscover a sense of peace and contentment. It's an invitation to let go of the pressures and expectations of the world around you and to embrace a more mindful, fulfilling way of living. Slow living is all about embracing life's simple pleasures and finding peace in the present moment. What are your thoughts on slowing down and living more mindfully? Share your comments below and let's continue the conversation.